I was born in Byker. I was born in a street called Ayton Street, which was off Raby Street. And in there, we came in off the front street and you were in your bedroom. We only had one bedroom. So there was me mum, me dad and me as a baby, which was fine then. We went from the bedroom into, it was a room, and you had a coal fire with a hob to put your kettle on, and off that was a part we called a scullery, which basically had a stone sink, an old-fashioned gas cooker and one bench. And we lived there till after my younger brother was born. He was born 41, and about that time our bedroom floor fell in. And after this floor fell in, we had to literally go and live with my dad's parents, and my aunt's two children lived with us as well. So we had 4 kids in a bed, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom.
Most of my life was spent, my young life was spent with my granny and granddad, and they brought me up. Well, it was a flat, downstairs flat, the backyard, and they shared a wash house with the pot boiler and the bench and the big mangle with the upstairs flat. There was gas light, didn't have any electric because my granny didn't like anything like that. She was frightened of it. So I had to keep going for gas mandals. And I got so fed up one night I was trying to do my school homework. I couldn't see. So I threw the thing, smashed the mantle off, go and get another one. But there was granny, granddad, mother when she was around, my sister, me, all in one bedroom. And I had an uncle who was my granny's youngest son, and he was in the small bedroom. My mother got a flat in Heaton. I went to live, I was 16 by then. I lived there for a few years, and then I got married, and I had my eldest son, and then I had youngest son. And then my husband got fed up living with me, but I'd been there for years, and we went up to Cruddas Park, Scotswood. As soon as I clapped my eyes on it, I says, I hate this place. I don't want to live here. It's horrible. It was all concrete. Concrete outside for kids to play in. And we were on the 3rd floor, so I had a balcony. And I had the 2 lads, so I had to watch them like hawks going on the balcony. But they used to ride up and down in the elevator. So did all the other kids that lived in the block. So we had to watch them all the time. They were knocking all the houses down round where we were, but there was a post office called General Dina's, and I seen a notice on the door saying someone wanted to move back up to Cruddas Park, exchange down to Walker, a 2-bedroomed house. So I went straight down, and apparently the woman had lived there before. So she says, when I get sorted with the council, we'll exchange, which we did. And I lived there for 20 years, and I was very, very happy in that.
We finally got rehoused in 62. We moved into Merley Hall on Greenford Road. We didn't know what they were like, but I walked in, and to me, it was a palace. It had 2 bedrooms, it had a bathroom, it had a fitted kitchen with a cooker fitted in. So we moved in there and we rearranged life. But then I discovered that the balcony on the flat, it had gaps. It was a big pane of chunky glass in the middle and nothing around the edges except the metal bars that held it in place. And I discovered that me daughters could push their dolls and their teddies and everything through this hole. And I thought, that's not good. So I used to have to keep the doors locked so they couldn't just wander out. And then my oldest daughter had just started school, and I've discovered children were not allowed in the lift on their own. So I used to have to get the baby out, carry the baby, take her by hand, go down in the lift and walk to the school and then come back up in the lift. And then I had to go down again at dinner time, and then I had to go down again to take her back. Well, Terraces, the housing was shocking, but the neighbourly life was good. Because most of us in those terraces were young people with young families, we all became friends. We moved into flats and it was very solitary. Because when I first moved in, there was only 5 families lived on 15 floors. And there was no children. So a bit like Nancy, we applied to have an exchange. And we moved out in 1970 into my little 3-bedroom house. And I've lived there now 53 years. And that's the happiest I've been.